Well, the great outdoors has always been a big passion of mine. From a very young age, I used to spend hours and hours out in local forests and countryside in the village I grew up in, and I've no doubt that had a profound influence on my life and my love for the landscape in general within the UK. I find a lot of people, especially the younger generations now, have no idea what's out there in terms of the fun that can be had in the great outdoors, and the inspiration, the sort of cleansing of your mind and soul that you get from going out on hikes and walks and taking in beautiful scenes. In recent years, because of my passion for backpacking, and an interest in video and film in general, I managed to pick up a cheap camcorder, and I started taking it out with me and filming the scenes that I was enjoying from my camps out on the hills and things like that. Be it beautiful sunsets or wildlife and that kind of thing, the sort of sights that most people don't see really when they go for day visits in our national parks. And the Peak District now is where I spend most of my time. I spend more time out in the Peak District on the hills, moors and in the dales than I do at home. It's no bad thing, of course. It's a wonderful national park. Arguably, I think, in my opinion, it's the most diverse national park that there is within the UK, given the size of the area. Be it with the high, dark gritstone moors, with the bleak bogs and gruffs of Kinder and Bleaklow, to the beautiful limestone White Peak. With all the time I spend in the Peak District backpacking and sleeping out rough like a posh tramp, out in the heather, in the woods and up high on the moors, I tend to see sights that most people don't see, and it's those sorts of things that I try to capture on video more than anything else. You get to see such beautiful sights. It's normally in the hour or two before sunrise and at sunset as well. The beautiful light the sun casts on the landscape is breathtaking. There are not enough superlatives to describe the sense of well-being you get from taking it all in. So I endeavour to get that on video and share that with people online. And of course, with various clients I do videos for, businesses and corporate videos and such like, for them it's nice for me to inject some of that landscape work in there as well. Because at the end of the day, it helps draw tourists in, people that are new to the great outdoors or new to national parks in general, and hopefully inspire them to come there and enjoy it like I do. How I go about capturing the landscape on video? Well, it's a combination of studying maps and other resources like, believe it or not, Google Earth. I'll look at sunrise and sunset times. I'm a bit of a geek with the weather, so I'm constantly watching what the weather's like around the UK and how it will tend to affect the Peak District in particular. So, it could be that there'll be a 3-day break in the weather where there'll be nice sunshine or a lot of broken cloud. Those days tend to be my favourite because they put a bit of character into the landscape with sunbeams breaking through onto the land below. And the rest of it is just really instinct. I just go out and wander, and I may come across a vantage point I would not have noticed on a map or seen before, just from taking advantage of open access land and wandering around. And so I'll make a mental note to go back to the place and get a shot at sunrise or sunset, or in winter or in autumn. It really depends, and of course there'll be particular places I aim for at the beginning and end of a day as well. So there's not a lot to think about on that department, but for me the challenge is carrying all my gear, really, because I'm out there on foot, and with my backpacking gear, with me tent and my sleeping bag and everything else. The camera gear, oh crikey, yeah, comes to about 7-8 kilos. So I've built some nice broad shoulders over the last few months. But it's worth it. It's worth it for the sights I see and the video I capture, and I share with you all online through my videos. I have all the hard work really is out walking in the Peak District and doing the filming, and I'm never quite sure what I've really captured until I get home and see the video on a big screen, well, like on the one behind me, for example. And going through the footage, it's really quite weird, because sometimes I forget how nice some shots were, or shots that I thought were nice and they're not so great on the monitor or on a TV, and I forget what it was like to be there, because I'm so absorbed with the camera and getting all the settings right and so on and so on. And I'm obviously quite tired at times with the miles I've done, and the climbs and the descents, and the weather and things like that taking its toll. So it's nice to look back and reflect on where I was and the sights I've seen, and then the fun bit really comes with putting it all together in a video. I quite often can have up to 2 hours of footage for a video that's just going to be 5 minutes long. I wouldn't change my job for the world, no way, but it's not always easy. I mean, I'm dictated a lot by the weather, which goes without saying, but I'm away for days at a time, so I do miss my wife and family and home comforts in general, but I think the end results are worth it, and that was the whole point of Peak District TV, really, to share with you the sights I see and capture scenes of the Peak District that I can use in corporate and business videos, and just generally showcase the Peak District at its very best, and hopefully inspire new visitors to come. And I must admit, this feels a bit weird that I'm in front of the camera for a change, and not some gritstone moor or limestone dale. But there you go. That's the point of this interview, and it's over. Hope you enjoyed it. I've got to go and work now.